Alright, so I've had this idea bouncing around inside my head. I want to make a game. The only problem is I don't know the first thing about game development. I've never programmed anything in my life, I've never written a line of code, and I lack every other skill you probably need to make a game. But what I lack in skill, I make up with one thing: blind ambition. So without thinking too hard about it, I decided to just jump right in. The first thing I had to do was choose the game engine to learn. There are often 3 game engines you hear about when you look into game development, which are Unreal Engine, Godot, and the one I've decided to go with, Unity. After doing some research, it seems that Unity is the easiest to get into while still being a powerful tool. I also watched a lot of devlog videos from YouTubers who use this program, so I feel like I'd have an easier time learning since I already knew some of the cool things it's capable of and how well things work together. Alright, now the game I want to create is a fantasy-based multiplayer roguelike where you and 3 friends travel between maps collecting items, getting stronger so that you can defeat the Demon King at the end. The biggest inspiration for this idea was every anime ever. The other 2 things that motivated me to make this were Risk of Rain 2 and The Binding of Isaac. I love both these games and wanted to make something like that, but with a multiplayer twist. So without further ado, let us begin. The first thing we need to do is download the game engine and learn the basics with it. So, yeah, so I was hoping to just dive right in and learn things as I go, but it seems I don't even know where to get started. Instead of going in blind, let's try and follow along with a tutorial and see where that gets us. I found one by Sebastian Graves and decided to go along with that. Alright, so after a few hours of that, I have a guy who can walk around and jump. He may not seem like a lot, but it's honestly further than I thought I'd get. He glitches out and the camera's super shaky, and sometimes he does this. But overall, not a bad first attempt. Although that did help me understand how to use Unity more, I don't feel like I actually learned anything from that. I'd watch his video, he'd type something, I'd type the exact same thing. He would change some settings, I would change the settings. At the end, I just end up with a copy of his work. I know I have to start somewhere, but I honestly don't feel like I made any progress with this. Not to mention my little guy barely functions, so I think I'll have to try something different. And that's when it hit me. Even though my end goal is to create a 3D game, I should try and keep things simple while I'm just getting started. So I decided to remove an entire dimension while learning, and I moved to a 2D project, which made things a billion times easier. It took an entire page of code to get the movement down in 3D, but in 2D it's like 4 lines of code. So that's 2 thumbs up for me. So I found a new tutorial on YouTube by TerraSquaw, and I got started. So after a few hours of following along with that, this is what I've got. I learned how to switch between game states like the menu and pause screen, which makes this feel like a real game. A garbage one, but it's still technically a real game. All you do in this is run around and kill bats. The bats drop crystals, which you collect to level up. After leveling up, you'll choose one of 4 random items. Right now we only have 4 items, so it doesn't look too impressive, but I promise it's cool. I also made the UI myself, so bonus points for me. In the pause menu, it'll show the player stats, and in the end, it'll show you the items you've collected, along with the time you survive. It may not be much, but it's honest work. This is all I plan on working on for this project. I want to start a new one soon without any tutorials to see what I can do with what I've learned so far. That's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.